Representatives from grocery giant Coles are giving evidence at the ACCC's inquiry into the conduct of supermarkets. Coles' testimony comes as it and Woolworths face allegations of acting like a duopoly. Our reporter Emilia Terzon is covering this inquiry and she joins us now. Emilia, what has the Coles chief executive had to say so far?
Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Roz. This morning in the inquiry, we've really had the ACCC drill into Coles's competitors. We've had Coles give evidence that obviously it considers Woolworths a major competitor and that it works with weekly algorithms to basically monitor Woolworths prices to at least match them. However, there's been some extra really interesting information come out at this inquiry this morning about how much of a threat Coles considers Aldi, the German supermarket, to be. Coles has around 850 stores. Aldi is now not trailing too far behind Coles. It has 600 stores across the country. The CEO of Coles this morning has been detailing how much of a threat they believe Coles to be. Here is the chief executive speaking just earlier.
We consider them a significant and credible competitor to us.
And why is that?
So they have, by and large, a national presence, acknowledging that Northern Territory, Tasmania and some regional areas, they don't have a presence, but certainly, you know, the vast majority of the population, I believe it's something like 75% of the population have an Aldi within 10 minutes of them now.
So how much market share does Aldi now have, Emilia?
So as I mentioned, Coles has 850 stores or supermarkets nationally. Aldi has around 600. It's believed to have around 9 to 12% of all supermarket sales now in Australia. However, the ACCC has noted that it's taken Aldi 20 years to encroach on that market share of the other supermarkets. And this idea of whether it's taking significant players too long to compete with the likes of Coles and Woolworths, which is even bigger, is really part of the scrutiny of this inquiry by the consumer watchdog. It is clear, though, from this testimony that Aldi has made big inroads. I actually spent some time outside an Aldi yesterday and spoke to customers there about their shopping habits.
I tend to find myself drawn to, let's say, a big Coles. It feels bigger. It feels like there's more choice. If that makes sense. So if I'm going for the big shop, I'll often go to one of the bigger outlets, if you like. If I'm not doing that, Aldi tends to feel a bit smaller, but I feel like I'm getting better value for money.
I would love to support a small business rather than the big business because they're already making all this money and they're not really doing anything to help us because they're just increasing those prices and whatnot.
You'll find a lot more value for your money at Aldi. The quality, it's not even that much of a difference.
So when will this inquiry finish up, Emilia?
So Coles is the last of the big four supermarkets to front this inquiry. We've already had Woolworths this week, and the week before we had Aldi and the boss of the IGA franchise, Metcash. Coles is being grilled today and again tomorrow, and then the inquiries or the hearings wrap up. The ACCC has already released its interim report into this supermarket pricing inquiry, where it noted that it is concerned about that perceived duopoly by the major supermarkets, and it will be coming out with its final report and recommendations in February. That will be just as the nation is gearing up for a federal election, and the ACCC has noted that any recommendations it might make will ultimately come down to federal government as to how they react to those recommendations.
Thanks, Emilia.